What's up, everybody? It's Frederick Douglass Bussey. I'm super excited to be here with you today. I'm not sure you can hear me because I don't think I have this mic plugged in. That would be a problem. So we're going to plug in the mic. All right, the joys of live stream. I'm Frederick Douglass Bussey again. Welcome to another edition of our whiteboard sessions as we talk about ways that you can scale your business. This is great for entrepreneurs. If you're doing between 20K and 50K a month or more, this is great information. Even if you're starting out, whatever the case may be, I think you'll find this valuable and figuring out how you can continue to scale and grow your business and do all the things you need to do to be able to get momentum for yourself. Today, we're going to talk about seven-figure mistakes, and we're going to talk about 5 mistakes that I made with my partners in a business several years ago. We're going to get started right now. One of the amazing things about entrepreneurship is that you get a chance to look back and see where you've grown or where you've made mistakes. One of the challenges that I came up with, so when I was playing college basketball, we were a small HBCU. We didn't have a lot of resources, but one of the cool things that we did get a chance to do was install a camera in the gym, and we got a chance to be able to watch ourselves practice and play games. And that was the first time I'd ever seen myself play. And so I could recognize, oh man, I'm really quick here. Oh man, I did some stupid things there, right? And what a lot of us as entrepreneurs do is that we're so in the moment, we're so with our nose to the grindstone, we don't ever look back on things that we did to take the chance to learn. Somebody said they need their footage. I know I need my footage. But we don't take the time to really look at what we're doing and where we can make adjustments and learn and grow. And so there are certain mistakes that I'm looking back on the businesses I've made, and I wanted to talk about 5 of those mistakes that I made. For a number of years, I was a partner in a PR firm. And so we had an incredible opportunity here in Atlanta to be able to grow a business doing 5 figures a month. So we had a 6-figure business, but we really made a lot of crucial errors along the way that handicapped us from being able to grow even bigger. And so I want to kind of talk about a couple of those mistakes right here so that maybe you can recognize and assess for yourself where you may be falling short, where you can get better, so you can make the adjustments. So just like we're watching game film or watching practice footage, we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to use my business and my failures as an example for you, if you don't mind. So the first one is that we didn't get sales, right? So that sounds weird to say, but when I say didn't get sales, we sold enough to have a 6-figure business. We got some clients, and we were getting clients in the door. But the thing that I didn't understand at the time was that I was a salesman. And I would often say this in meetings, right? So there were 4 of us as partners. And one of the challenges was that a couple of us had sales experience and other ones didn't. And the challenge that I had personally was that I didn't see myself as a salesman. I said, oh, that's not really my thing, because my understanding, as a lot of entrepreneurs, is that sales is about pitching all the time. It's about high pressure. It's about, having a certain script, certain attitude, certain mindset, whatever the case may be, a certain persona. And so I didn't believe that. The things that I've learned in the 8 years plus about sales, about how to market and grow a business, from that aspect of it have been super, super valuable. It's been really, really helpful. And now I understand how crucial it is to grow your business and to be able to always be in sales mode, always understanding that you need to be acquiring new customers and growing at an appropriate strategic pace. And so we didn't get that, right? And so there were a number of opportunities that we had, especially with the way that we were positioned. We had a amazing office on the 14th floor, downtown, smack dab in the heart of Atlanta. We were surrounded by a lot of our other businesses in the same space. Even on our floor, we had a lot of access to other businesses and a lot of incredible relationships that we never capitalized on simply because we didn't value the aspect of getting sales for the business. And that's super important for you to be able to do. Number two, team. We didn't build a team. So even though there were 4 partners, and we always kind of had the aspect that we were doing the work ourselves, right? And so there was a certain expectation that we were going to be able to build that. Now, there's another point that I'll make, and a mistake that kind of ties into this, but understanding we need to build the team, have the right people in place to be able to implement on certain things was really, really important. And we never really gelled around that idea. So being able to scale your business to 7 figures and beyond, if you want to do $100,000 a month or more, you've got to have a team. Right now, there are businesses that are out there that are incredible businesses, but those people that are running those businesses as an individual are very much individuals. They have a job. And unless you want to have a job where you have to be there, if you want the sort of freedom that most entrepreneurs are talking about, being able to build in their business, you got to be able to build a team. And so that means that you got to be able to level up yourself. And you've got to be able to have the understanding of your particular role now as an entrepreneur. And that's not just doing the work yourself. So I was in charge of the social media and digital strategy. I hated doing the work. I still hate doing all the nuts and bolts. And there are people that love that, who get into the minutia of it, who can really optimize it. And you want to be able to find and build those people onto your team. You got to be able to attract them. That was not something that we ever really got really good at. And so that is a crucial mistake that a lot of entrepreneurs are making, and that's costing you 7 figures for sure. The next thing that really got us was not understanding the money. And here's what I mean. We were making money, but our approach to it, and I will say this, we did some smart things around it. We had a relationship with a bank. We were making sure to set aside a certain chunk of the money before we even started paying ourselves. And even then, it was a very modest salary. Our idea was that we were always looking forward. So we had the rent paid for a year. We had all the expenses paid for a year. We got the office furnished at a very reasonable price, but it was amazing. The colors, everything it was great. But we didn't understand the money strategically in terms of why businesses are such a valuable asset. You use your business to grow your business, but you also use it to fund your lifestyle, to fund opportunities. And we dropped the ball in a lot of ways on that. I won't go that deep into that today, but if you are not understanding how to use your business, one, as an investment vehicle to grow itself and also to create other opportunities, then you are dropping the ball. You're costing yourself millions of dollars, period. I look back on it now and just realize how much money we cost ourselves because we didn't understand it. You cost yourself money in taxes. You cost yourself money in investment opportunities and opportunity costs, period. The ability to foster greater relationships, to be able to do certain things. It's really, when you understand that, even though we did some smart things, we also made a lot of mistakes that really cost us money in the long run. So the third one that was really important was lack of clarity and vision. So before we even got our first client, we were together as a group and we met for almost a year before we actually, quote unquote, launched the business. And in that period of time, hey, Brenda, how are you? Thanks. Saying great information. It's good stuff. Thank you. I always appreciate you seeing you on here as well. But one of the things that we made in that process, even though we were meeting consistently and talking over things, we never really forged a clear vision about where we wanted to go or what we wanted to be able to do. And that's so important when you are leading an organization to the next level, right? So whether you have partners or yourself, you need to be extremely clear about where you're going, how you're going to get there, and have a vision for your company. What kind of entity are you going to be? What kind of impact do you want to have? What is your direction? What is your voice? All these things are so important when you're growing a business, and they will cost you money because, especially in a partnership, if you're not clear and you're not clearly aligned in the direction in which you're going, you will waste a lot of time and energy, and you'll blow a lot of opportunities because of the conflicts that arise. And it's not always going to be malicious or intentional. It's simply the fact that because you don't understand where you're going, the Bible tells us that can two walk together unless they are agreed? No, you have to be in lockstep. You have to be going in the same direction. If you're going in different directions, eventually you're going to separate, and you're going to diversify in terms of your agendas. You're not going to be able to create a clear understanding of where you're going. And you see this in organizations over and over and over again, right? So one of the biggest challenges you have, as somebody is printing something in my house right now. All right. The last, and this really comes down to the main thing right here, which was leadership. Now, I mentioned that there were four of us as partners in the organization. We were all very strong, intelligent men, accomplished in our own rights. We kind of deferred to one of us as a more senior partner who had a lot of understanding and things of that nature. Here you go. Mm-hmm. So my daughter's coming in to get some work she printed out. Brenda said, okay, conflict affect opportunities. We need clear direction. Absolutely. So I'll go back to that point for a second. If you're not clear about things, conflict is just going to arise. Like, conflict is going to happen anyway. But the thing that clarity does is that it helps you to tack back to the vision. It's no different than if you're driving on a trip, right? If you're going on vacation, and maybe you have a difference of opinion on which road to take. We want to take the highway, we want to take the scenic route, right? But the conflict in the direction that you take can be resolved based on the outcome that you want. So if you're going on vacation, the option is to get there as fast as possible, then you want to take the most direct option possible. If you are going just as a experience that you just want to have, then you'll take a different route. But the direction, the destination that you're trying to reach is going to help you to clarify the decisions that you make along the way. And most of us lack a lot of that clarity when we really could be moving forward a lot faster, especially if you have partners, right? Because it's already a challenge if you are the sole owner of a business to be of a single mind with yourself, right? A lot of the decisions that we make, and I talk about this a lot with our client, how you make better decisions. A lot of that framework comes down to the clarity about your vision, right? It's hard to get anywhere if you don't know where you're going. All right. And so lastly, I just want to tap on and talk about leadership right quick. So I mentioned the fact that, again, that there were four partners. And so one of the challenges that you have when you have four leaders is that it's very difficult to get a consensus. And oftentimes you have to defer to one person. But what do you do if you defer to one person and you just don't agree with their decision making, their finality of it? You have to live with it. But in a business, it can be a challenge, especially when you have very accomplished, very headstrong, ambitious, very confident people, right? And so leadership does not just involve making the decision. Leadership also involves how do you nurture the relationships? How do you continue to get the best out of everyone all along the way? And there were certain decisions that we made where we were not building the team, where we were spending the money in ways that lacked, I don't want to say, it lacked innovation. It lacked imagination. It also lacked a certain amount of confidence. We were spending money scared in some regards. We were so busy saving it, and it was not a prudent way of really moving forward. And so looking back on those decisions now, you can say, okay, well, we could have made a better choice in some of these things. And I won't go into all of that now. Maybe I'll do a webinar or something. But when I'm dealing with clients who are partners in a business and there are conflicts that arise, it's very much like a marriage. You need someone who can mediate. You need someone who can cut through all of the emotional clutter that starts to arise because feelings get involved. We are human beings, right? And so leadership allows you to be able to navigate all of those murky waters, all that turbulence with a certain amount of purpose and clarity and things of that nature. And if you're not doing that, if you don't have support in those regards, you are going to struggle with your business and it's going to cost you seven figures. So these are some of the seven-figure mistakes that we made. There are many more, but I wanted to boil it down to something that was simple so you can assess in your business, where are you right now? Are you making any of these mistakes? Do you understand sales and marketing? Do you understand how to build a team? Do you understand how to use your money wisely and invest it so you can continue to grow and capitalize off of different opportunities? Do you have clear vision about your direction and where you're going? And as a leader, are you in great leadership shape? Are you growing in your terms of your own ability to lead other people, to be able to lead yourself? I'll talk one day about the 5 levels of leadership and how it relates actually directly to the amount of money that you make in your business. If you got any questions, feel free to drop those in the comments below. I don't see any other questions here as we're live right now. We're live over on YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook as well in the 7-Figure Circle $1 Million Mastermind group. Let me put that up for you guys. For those of you who would like to join the 7-Figure Circle $1 Million Mastermind Facebook group, it is a free group. We have a ton of content, a ton of master classes and information in there for you guys that you can check out for free. Also, if you are an entrepreneur who is looking to get support for what you're doing now and you're going through different challenges, maybe you're working way too hard, you're not getting the time that you feel like you should be getting with your family, you're working for freedom, but you don't feel free, right? You feel chained to your business and you don't own your business, but your business owns you. And maybe you should reach out. Let's have a conversation and talk about how we might be able to help, how our coaching programs might be a good fit for you. If you're running an organization and so you're struggling with understanding how to create more positioning and be a better, stronger presence with your marketing, advertising, and your branding, maybe we should have a conversation as well about our consulting, how we can help you to be able to get more clear on what it is you want to accomplish and how you can do that faster and more efficiently. With that being said, I want to thank all of you for taking the time to watch with us as well. And if there's any questions, comments you have that arise and you're watching this at a later date, drop a hashtag replay in there for me. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe to the video. If you're watching this on Facebook, find us on YouTube. Icon Status is the channel. Please subscribe to the channel as well so we can continue to share more of this information with more entrepreneurs and continue to further the mission to empower people through business to create their impact in the world. I am Frederick Douglass Bussey. As always, ever forward.